Round 4 of the IRL F3 season. We're here for the second street race of this calendar. We are here in Monaco, and as always, I am not alone. I'm not alone. I've got my co-commentator with me, Sondre Sohaug. Welcome again.
Thank you, thank you.
And yeah, obviously, probably the most tricky circuit to go around on this calendar. There's not really much of a competition between other tracks and this one. I mean, it's so bumpy, it's a street race, obviously it's so tight, and it's deemed one of the most difficult and technical tracks of the whole calendar. So I'm expecting a bit of carnage around here, to be fair, but hopefully we can see some good racing. Overtaking is usually not that easy around here. You need to get a perfect exit out of the previous corner to actually make an overtake work. Around these 19 corners around the streets of Monte Carlo. And Sondre, what are your expectations for this race in general? Sondre?
Excuse me, I got a little disturbed for a moment there.
No worries about that.
So
You
I
want
did
me
not
to
hear
repeat
what
the
you
question?
said, so,
Yeah, alright.
Yeah.
I just said that it's one of the most difficult tracks to overtake, probably the most difficult track to overtake on. And in general, I expect some carnage going on. What are your expectations for this race?
Well, you did say the word of the day, carnage. We saw yesterday in the F1 race here a certain driver, Lewis Curtis, taking the record for most front wing changes with 13. So I think that says a lot about it.
Yeah, and we've already had the first crash, actually. Thomas MacGyver went into the wall through Raskas and on his outlap and immediately pitted again. But at least we've got Callum Anderson on a lap right now. If you would like to take over that one.
Alright, we can see Callum going through the first sector into the second one. I believe this corner is Mirabeau before he's coming down to the hotel hairpin.
Yeah.
Hotel hairpin, something like that. You can see that he's trying to just keep it out of the wall right now. It doesn't look like he's pushing completely here. It's looking like he's taking it a little cautious. Out of the tunnel you will get a lot of sun glare that is not particularly nice, and almost tapping the inside wall. Almost tapping the wall on the exit. Looking a little scruffy, although this is corners. You gotta take flat out pretty much before you... That was not invalidated actually. Coming to the slower section at the end of Raskas and then to the finish line. And it was a 112 flat, so I do believe he wasn't pushing too much on that lap.
Yeah, I think we saw what will probably define this qualifying session. Most drivers will rather take it more cautiously to not hit the wall. I think that's actually a really logical decision, because obviously you don't want to end this quali session without any lap time set. And through the fact that Callum is currently on the medium compound as well, I kind of doubt that he will start on this tyre, as Shane is currently in P1 on his set of the soft compound of tyres. So
No, not anymore.
oh yeah, Tim goes fastest, actually by 0.5 of a second, so it looks like he actually put a bit more risk into that lap, as Luke Baker is actually on a flying lap coming through the tunnel right now, which is completely flat out, obviously. He's an overtake ERS mod, that will help for the straight line speed, which should not be too high around here. Obviously you need the downforce for this very technical track. Oh, he goes a bit wide, nearly touches the wall on the outside, but he keeps the car under control. He keeps the car on the track, and that's an invalidation that was pretty obvious. Just braked a bit too late, and that's why he had to abandon his lap. Jeremy Pope, though, is on a lap. He short shifted massively and hit the wall. Sorry, I should just not watch anyone on a lap, should I? This is just the commentators, because I'm very sorry, lads. For every single one I'm watching right here. For example, Paul Farthing right now, who's on the hard compound, who has had a great race last time out in Spain, where he dominated the race and won by quite some margin. And no, that can't be true. I mean, he hits the inside wall. Ah, no.
I was about to say, Felix, that
Come
Thomas
on.
has done a purple middle sector, but right after he just lost his wing, so
Yeah, Thomas McIver comes across the line.
I don't even think it's commentators curse striking today. It's just the walls being so tightly around here that it's gonna be difficult for everyone, and we've already seen multiple cases where people hits the wall. So
yeah, I think we will see
survival of the fittest today.
Yeah, that's basically got to be it. And I don't think like strategies are going to be a huge point around here, because obviously you can barely overtake, and it's pretty much an easy one stop from soft to medium, which we saw most of the time yesterday. Obviously we had 3 safety cars, if I'm not mistaken, also a virtual one. So yeah, I'm expecting a lot of safety cars as well in this race, even though we're only 15 drivers. But Reese Marr just joined right after the beginning of qualifying, so he will be in the race, I guess. I hope, at least. And we see Billy Mossam currently on a lap. I think he's at least in hot lap ERS mode, so let's see what he can do. He comes around the final few corners, a bit deep into turn 18. That little kink afterwards is actually turn 19, and Luke Baker has just come right across the track. I don't know what has been going on there. Let's just quickly go on board with him. It looked like his steering.
Moment, Felix.
Yeah, don't worry, Sondre. Take your time. But Luke Baker, it looked like his steering was a bit wrong right there. I don't quite know what happened, as we've got yellow flags in sector 2. That's Renault. Is that Tim? Yes, that is Tim. I don't know if he clipped the wall. His front wing seems to be intact, so I guess it wasn't too bad. But we've got another yellow flag, but that's just because I think Adam Corrigan, yes it is Adam Corrigan, he's just letting someone else through. That should be Callum Anderson, I think. Yes, that is Callum Anderson, who is actually currently on a lap. Let's go on board with him through the swimming pool section, the fastest section on this track. Oh, that was a really nice run through that. No invalidation done. Comes around the Rascas section of the track. Last 2 corners right here. And then that was a really nice exit. Can he get first on the table? Yes, he can. Only just by 11 thousandths of a second. Really close between him and Tim Brewster-Dadens, who's currently in P2, but he is on a lap as he's coming through Portier. Not the best run, didn't quite clip the apex. Someone you didn't miss much, just Callum Anderson went fastest by 11 thousandths of a second in front of Tim Brewster-Dadens, who's currently on a lap though. That was nice and tidy through there.
Yes. Into the swimming pool section right now.
Purple second sector for him. Can he keep it together?
Good,
no.
But he's just completely obliterated that corner.
Yeah, let's see what Eastin does. I'm really sorry for the pronunciation. I have no idea. Eastin Reese Thomas, I'd say, who's certainly got.
Thomas is easy, but I think we're both gonna be butchering his name through this race.
Yeah, so. He got P3 though. That is a really good time with a 10.9. Not too far behind provisional pole position, because we've got a Red Bull right now.
Tyler
is on an invalidated lap.
Tyler, probably the most experienced driver on this grid, actually.
Yeah, let's see what Tom Jewell does. He's preparing for us up currently, seems like. But Thomas McIver's on a lap, who didn't have the best luck in this season so far. He's had solid pace in multiple races now, but he just never seems to be able to keep it together till the end of the race. In Spain also he spun through the fast right-hander and put the car into the wall. and basically threw all of his podium hopes away within a split second. That was very unfortunate for him. Hopefully he can get it together, and maybe that will be pretty ironic, wouldn't it, if he gets his first podium of the season in Monaco, actually.
Well, would be a little surprising at least. I don't know about ironic, but would definitely be extremely surprising after struggling in the opening to then suddenly just show up at probably the most difficult race of the season and take a podium. But you never know. He is, of course, one of the few drivers who challenged the Norwegians last season, so he does have the pace and he does have what it takes to be up there. And look at that, he has gone pole by 7/10, Felix.
Yeah, that's very impressive. That lap actually looked really good as well. As we've got Shane currently on a lap, he's sitting at P5. Wants to improve his lap. There's some debris after the tunnel section in that chicane, but that lap doesn't look too bad from this point onwards. Please don't cut the inside corner here. No, he doesn't. But look at that, he already runs out of ERS, so he didn't manage that quite well, and that will definitely cost him on the run up to the line. Now, I mean, running with no ERS out of the final corner is not really helping. I'm not sure if he could have actually challenged Tim or Callum for P2 or 3, but he definitely would have gained some time if he'd managed that a bit better. But currently Tom Joe
Felix,
on a lap.
We have Billy coming through the final corner right about now. His lap has looked pretty solid now, but he's also running out of ERS though.
No improvement, it seems like.
But it wasn't as close as I thought it would be.
Yeah, currently, remember Sondre, from P10 onwards, nobody has set an actual lap time. And Jeremy Pope is already out. So we should expect some better lap times within the next few minutes when the final runs are coming in.
It's usually best to start either at the front row or the back row, because in the middle there, it's usually not a pleasant place to be in turn 1.
Yeah, good point there. You've mentioned, and if you can just stay out of trouble, that should really help, especially through lap 1. I mean, you don't want to be in the midfield through the Lowe's hairpin on lap 1, do you?
Oh, no, you do not. And I've just noticed that Callum has invalidated his lap. In the meantime, Tim is out on the lap. He's 3/10 up on his lap, and Purple in the middle sector.
Oh, that looked very nice.
Looking very nice and tidy from Tim here. If he can just get this final corner right, is it gonna be pole? It's a 1.8, 1.9, 1.10, 6, and it wasn't the best last sector run.
Yeah, I mean,
but it is second.
Yeah, for the moment, as you said, Callum is still on a new lap now, so he might challenge Tim for that. But it looks like Thomas McIver's got some great pace around here. But I gotta say, I'm a bit disappointed by Paul Farthing so far. Don't get me wrong, there's still a lot of time to actually set a good lap. But currently only P8 for the Mercedes driver, who's got higher expectations than this for himself as well, I think. Oh, and did Callum just clip the wall? Yes, he did, and he's lost a bit of front wing. And has ruined his lap with that.
Oh, and that's definitely gonna... He's coming up to Tabak and the swimming pool section now. And he's going to need all the downforce he can get through that section, especially on the right-hand side. So I don't think we're going to see any improvement. He hasn't backed off from the lap though, but sure, nah, it's not an improvement. And there he turns down his ERS, and that was lap over. But John Johnson has just started a lap though, Felix. He's coming.
Yes, I was on board with Tyler Thomas, not on board, but I was showing Tyler Thomas a little bit because he is on a lap as well. And that lap didn't look too bad up until this point. I think he slightly touched the wall there. It still says purple second sector, but I'm pretty sure by now that is a glitch because it basically said purple second sector for everyone who went through there. And that was very deep from Tyler Thomas. So he abandons his lap and dives into the pit lane. And yeah, now we can go on board with John Johnson. As I wanted to mention, Storm's prediction was Farth, Callum, and Tim. So he expects Paul Farthing to win this race. Very interesting.
I do have to say though, except for the fact that he's missing Thomas in that, and Parth is missing in that top three from his prediction, he's quite spot on though with Tim and Callum.
Oh yes, oh, and I saw that. I think we just saw the same thing there by John Johnson, who hit the wall, and that's why his lap time wasn't that great. He could have been past Adam and Paul both, I think, if he wouldn't have hit the wall there. That definitely cost him a few tenths, and he backs off, I think.
Couple of drivers on laps right now, though. We have Luke, Paul, and Shane. Luke is the first one on track as he's coming into the tunnel now, as he's gonna meet that lovely sunshine going into the no chicane. The easy place to, and that is invalidated by him. So we're gonna jump over to Paul then. He has also invalidated. So we're gonna jump over to Shane as he has not invalidated yet.
Lucky for us then. So we actually have a lap still to come. And that was not an invalidation. That is surprising. But he runs out of VRS as well very early. Dives into the pit lane. So great.
Well, he won't be able to make another lap though.
Currently, Thomas is on a lap though. Yestin, I mean.
Yestin.
Yestin, sorry. I'm really not sure.
We're gonna be butchering the whole race.
I'm sorry, mate. If we pronounce it horribly wrong, please hit us up after this stream and tell us how to pronounce your name, because we're really struggling with that one. But yeah, I think he won't be too mad with that. But currently, Tim is on a lap.
He'll understand. We are, of course, a German and a Norwegian. So we're not native speaking English people either.
Yeah, that is that is true. But Tim currently on the hunt. I don't think he will be able to challenge for pole position, if I'm honest. I mean,
we're gonna see in a moment.
He's 6 tenths away.
He's starting a lap now, actually. Wait, who are you watching right now?
I'm watching Tim.
That's 2 tenths up for me.
Yeah, Tim Musdalens is on a good lap so far, but like I said, he's more than 5 tenths behind P1.
He didn't get this sector right on the previous lap, so there should be room for improvement. Looks a little better out of Raskas this time.
Oh, very close to the wall, but very nicely taken. He comes up to the line. Is he able to challenge for pole? No, he isn't.
And it's 2 tenths off Thomas.
But that's a good lap, and that's going to be difficult for Callum to beat, actually, as he's currently on his lap as well. He is going to be one of the first drivers to come across the line, but in front of him there's still Thomas McIver, who's trying to find room for more improvement. I don't know if he's up on his time. I need to enable the lap data, actually. Now it's enabled. Now it should be fine. And no, that's not deep, actually. That's surprising. Very well on the brakes there. Then coming down into the swimming pool chicane, he hits the wall, and that's his lap basically over. I don't think he will. No, he hits the wall again. Callum Anderson, though, his teammate behind him, on a lap at the moment. I don't know if he's up on his time. Tyler Thomas has crashed into the wall, into turn 17. Callum Anderson, though, comes around the final corner. He does, but he only goes third fastest. And Paul Farthing takes P4. So, good job by him there.
And I believe that is quali over, unless Tim decided to do another one, but no, he didn't. So
nope, he backed off.
And he's just gonna cross the line to finish quali. And with that, Felix, we're sitting with Tim in the middle of an alpha sandwich at the beginning.
Yeah, that's. I don't think that's what you want to be in a sandwich from a certain team. I mean, they could play some team orders, and one of them could hold him up and then actually force him into being overtaken by the car behind. I'm not sure if that will be going on, but I expect Thomas McIver to run away with that, at least for the first couple of laps. If he can get it together, I think he is definitely the favourite for the win, because his pace looked really good, and he got that pole position, remember, not with his final run. His final run was... He crashed on his final run, so I think that he could have still improved with a grip that's building up when you go around. And now obviously he's still in the lead, and Tim has had a much better track than Thomas had, and still is about 2 tenths behind him. So
What do you think for the race, though, Felix?
yeah, that's gonna be
Thomas has
the
been
question.
pretty inconsistent this season, while Tim in second position, he's pretty much claimed that position for the season now. It looks like 3 third places and now a second on the grid. So
Yeah.
so he's definitely
Wasn't
shown
it 3
consistency.
second places?
Yeah. Did I say third?
Yeah.
I meant second.
Okay.
I meant second. I realized it when you asked, but yeah.
Okay.
I mean, considering that, I mean, we know that Tim and Callum and Paul all looks like they have their consistency sorted, but Thomas, though, he's a little of a wild card right now.
Yeah, let's just hope that he gets his consistency together for this race at least. I think he's got his best chances for a race win, the biggest chance he's had for a race win this season so far. And that would be lovely, wouldn't it? Just winning around Monaco, that winning feeling. I mean, it's a really special track, and if you win around here, you must deserve it in some kind of way as well. And I am glad that everyone actually managed to get going with the formation lap, as Reese March has joined us in last place. I hope he was able to get his setup on. He should be. Otherwise, it's going to be a tough race for him driving with the stock setup. But like I said, I hope he has got his setup on. And Tyler Thomas has already clipped the wall, as he's going very slowly.
Same has actually Thomas in the lead too.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry, no. Thomas McIver. Yeah, it's getting really confusing with the names now. I mean, we've got a Thomas in P1 with McIver as his last name, and then we've got another driver with Thomas in his last. I'm so confused right now, Sondre. Just take over for a moment. I hope this doesn't go in the highlight video.
Well, I'm confused too. I feel like there's somebody missing on the grid.
Yeah, I'm actually. Wait, so let me get it sorted out. We've got Yesin, Rice. I'm so sorry. Thomas with last name, obviously. Then Tyler Thomas with last name. Then we've got Thomas McIver. On pole position. So if any other Thomas is watching, please join this league. We will get more confused. That would just be great for commentary, wouldn't it? I think Billy's rejoined. I hope he is rejoined.
Yeah, but his car isn't there, so
he's in the pits.
Unfortunately, we will have to do a restart, Felix.
That is right. Very unfortunate.
Which doesn't really matter for you, but it's horrible for me because I gotta stay.
I'm just sitting back and enjoying the nice view of the cars lining up for the grid. I don't know if everyone's informed yet, because everyone's done their formation lap correctly.
I've just noticed.
All right, let me just leave as well, so that the people know. Yeah, some drivers have left now as well. So we are very sorry for this inconvenience again, but that's how it is with Masters F1 games. We saw it yesterday when we had to do a restart because of because of the lobby not loading. Then we've had an incident with people not ghosting. So cheers, game. Thank you very much. But yeah, we just have to, I have to entertain the viewers now, due to the fact that Sondre is currently trying to set up another lobby. And yeah, I have actually no idea what to talk about now. I mean, I'm a commentator, not a stand-up comedian, so don't have any jokes in the back of my head right now. And
sure you're not a stand-up comedian?
I'm pretty sure about that. I think I'd be booed off stage already, but I hope that I'm not being booed off this commentary afterwards, because right now I can't do anything else than just sit here and wait till the lobby's set up again. And yeah, just great. Like I can't remember the last time I've actually had a league race where nothing did go wrong.
Went
So
wrong.
yeah, I mean,
I can't remember that either.
yeah, great game.
Which
Definitely.
I guess it's not really a good thing. But
Yeah, Tyler Thomas has just put in the chat, you gave everyone the commentator's curse. I'm very sorry about that, but I'm pretty sure that's more that's more due to the nature of the Monaco track instead of me giving people the commentator's curse. You can say that next week when we are heading to Canada, isn't it? Yeah, it should be Canada.
I can't remember right now, and I'm
Oh,
trying to get the people into the lobby, so I'm afraid I'm not much help to you right now.
Storm just said, I killed 10 front wings. I'm very sorry, lads. I'm very sorry for every single mechanic that had to change a front wing because of me. I'll try to do it better, but
Yeah, that's all the mechanics.
what am I supposed to do? I mean, I'm the commentator, so I have to show something. I can't just, look at the great sky and at the nice weather and just go, that's a very good race so far. But
that would be a little weird.
yeah, I don't think that will be too enjoyable for the viewers, to be honest.
Shall we see here then? I'm gonna.
And I'm actually going to check what race it is next week, and it is gonna be Canada. Like I said, Yestin has not got an invite, Andre. It seems like.
Yeah, I'm trying to get through them all.
Weather was
He's
full clear, by the way,
on,
for your information. Don't put it on dynamic, otherwise we'll have a rain race,
I
which
was
we.
gonna ask about that because I didn't know.
Yeah, just saw in the chat. Tyler Thomas, thanks for informing us there. Oh, and it's I'm really glad. I'm really glad I'm not a stand-up comedian or anything, because killing time is really not my speciality. I mean, I'm just sitting here and waiting for something to happen, which is definitely not the case. The problem is we already talked about the favourites for this race after we were finished with quali. So
Well, you could talk a little more about the track. Or do you like the knowledge?
yeah, I mean, I have the knowledge, but I think everyone else does as well. I mean, it's Monaco. It's one of the most famous tracks in the world. And it's probably the race everyone wants to win. But it's probably the race most people are not looking forward to as well. So it's like a 50-50 situation, most likely.
So all the drivers is here now. I just need them to pick their cars. And also I need to actually
Set up the grid, if you haven't done that.
and I need to go in and spectate before I do that.
That would be good.
Let's see. So Tyler Thomas, I mean.
Ah, yeah. It's just great. I mean, it's 6:03 now, my time. 5:03 for most of you guys. And we haven't even started the race. Cheers to thanks to Codemasters just making a great game, which doesn't put your car on the grid even though you qualified. So thanks for that, Cody's. So Codemasters got a lot of hate recently. I gotta say, it's not that undeserved. I'm afraid to say. I mean, it's got so many glitches, and
yeah, I gotta
they.
agree on that.
I gotta say, we are not like how many months is this game out now? About 9 months, and I think by now they could have solved or patched some glitches. It's not only this one, but yeah. And Tyler Thomas has said he's sweating from just sitting here, not even from racing. So I'm glad that it's nice and cool in my room and I can just chill out a little bit. But I've got an annoying fly in here right now, which is not too great for commentary. But yeah, I'm just laying back right now. Just wait until everything is done and dusted. Come on, guys, make a bit of entertainment in the chat. Maybe we can kill the time a bit better. Anyone got a joke in mind or something, guys? Drivers who are racing right now? No, I haven't. I just got German jokes.
Well, I mean, maybe someone would understand them. Probably not, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm waiting.
So,
but no
grid
jokes.
Should be correct.
No jokes being made so far. I think this league is very serious, as I can see.
Let's see.
Tyler Thomas has got a joke. This game, that is actually true, which is kind of sad. But yeah, I mean, what can you do at this track? That I don't agree with that. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry, Tyler, but I like the track, even though I'm not good at it.
The grid has been set up, so we're just waiting on Craig Woolley to choose his Haas, Tom to choose the Renault, and Spicer to go in whatever available car he wants to go in. Okay, well then.
I'm still waiting on a good joke. Storm has put, what do you call a sheep with no legs? And Callum has said nugget. So we're very desperate for jokes right now, aren't we? I mean, come on, guys. I think there could be some better jokes. A cloud. Well, that's not been the best one. I'm afraid to say. What is small and stupid for everyone? Monaco. Oh, all right, lads. All right. I take it back. Don't put any more jokes in the chat, please. Let's just stick with the silence. I think that's better than this right now. I mean, let's just go racing, please. Why don't blind man like skydiving? Tell me, Thomas. Please tell me, and please let it be a good one.
Shall we see? So Adam has chosen to go in the McLaren. So that means that we are only waiting on the drivers to actually ready up. So Tyler, you're watching the stream, but you haven't readied up. Can you please ready up, will you?
Wait, did someone leave again? No, Tim. Tim has gone in spectator. Tim, get out of spectator.
Tim. Has he gone out of spectator?
No, he hasn't. We're not restarting for that. I'm telling you that. Tim is actually in spectator mode. Ah. Guys, please. I don't want to read out any more bad jokes right now. Tim is still in spectator.
Oh, Tim, leave the lobby and rejoin. I'll send you a new invite.
Okay, Tim says he actually can't, so that's not your fault.
Did you not hear what I said?
I was distracted by the chat. I'm sorry.
So if everyone could just choose their car, then let's see. Only waiting on Tim to rejoin the lobby. And Tim is in the lobby again. Only a couple of people who hasn't chosen their car. Don't ready up.
What have you done? Have you do the? Have you got to?
Shit, I gotta do it.
Oh no.
Don't worry, I remember it.
All right, let me just get some racing jokes. Let me see if I can read some out without cringing away.
No more glitches.
Oh god, I just can't read them out.
That bad jokes?
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
In Billy, where's Billy? Gravity.
Oh my god, that is.
Remember, for everyone who's starting inside the top 10, to start on the same tires.
Yeah, that is really important. Oh god, Sandra, I'm tempted to read that one out because it's that bad, but I just don't want to.
Read it out, come on.
All
Give
right.
it a try.
Why can't tomatoes win races against lettuce? Because the lettuce are always ahead and the tomatoes are always trying to catch up.
Alright, so we only have 2 spectators.
Alright, let's just ignore that one. Oh god.
And yeah, ready up then.
I'm glad you just overplayed that one. Guys, stop with the jokes. I told you, don't put jokes in chat. We're not going that far down.
Are they actually putting jokes in?
Yeah. Thomas Jewell has just said, "Come on, lads, I gotta go to school in September." It actually could take a bit longer. Right, let's get back to racing. Well said, Storm. No more jokes, and let's just. Ah.
Oh my god, and Craig responded.
Let's just not talk about this part. All right. Kevin, I'm telling you right now, if any of these jokes are getting in the live stream, in the highlight videos, you are being killed.
I'll make sure that it'll get in.
I bet he'll just cut it together as if that was like a made-up joke from myself, like I had in mind or something. He wouldn't even put that in that I searched that up. I didn't want to read it out. Tyler Thomas has said, Felix, you are in shambles. Lol.
Well.
And Luke Baker said, no, put them all in. All right, Kevin,
Everyone
just put every.
Top 10 should be on a soft tires, Felix.
Yeah, if someone inside the top 10 is not starting on softs, he's got a pit on lap 1.
There is always usually. I haven't experienced it that many times, but when you do a restart like this, there is usually one guy or something who's starting on the mediums.
Callum has forgot to put a setup on, and he's asking for a restart. He's actually asking for a restart. I don't know if that's meant seriously, but I hope it isn't.
I'm pretty sure he's joking.
I hope he is. I really hope he is. But let's just check if everyone's actually on the soft compound. Nope. John Johnson. He is on the medium compound, so he either pits on lap 1 and gets the soft compound on, or he is being disqualified from this race. So yeah, we said multiple times, and it's a known rule. So yeah, and Callum has said it's he is being
Tyler.
serious with his setup. But I'm sorry, but that's not a restart. That's actually not a restart.
No, no, no.
Who's in the lead? Who's that Renault in the lead right there? Tim. Has Tim gone in the lead? Tim is
He's just blitzed off
yeah.
from everyone.
Tim is already Tim is already down
Well,
into the Nouveau Chicane. Is it called like that? Is it called?
well, let's see.
Yeah, the Nouveau
Is
Chicane.
John's teammate, that's Tyler. So Tyler, we know you are listening to the stream. If you're in the party with John, tell him to pit on lap 1 if he wants to not be disqualified for being on the wrong tires. And for us then, Felix,
Yes, I'm sorry. I had to. I was
what is your
distracted a little bit.
prediction then?
I'm putting my faith in Thomas MacGyver for this one. I think he will get the upper hand on everyone else, and I just hope he won't ruin his own race by mistake. So I'm placing my bets on him. He's going to win this race. I think in front of Tim and then Callum. No, not Callum. I'm going for Paul Farthing in P3.
Callum on a default setup.
Yeah, that's what I just remembered. But
I'm still not sure if he was
the
joking
lights
or not.
are coming on now as we are preparing for this race. We are finally getting underway. Only just... Are we getting underway now? We are getting underway. It's a very good start from Tim in P2. He's already getting side by side with Thomas MacGyver. They make contact going into turn 1. Can the rest keep it clean in the background? We'll have to wait and see. No crashes in my vision so far. But Thomas MacGyver was able to retain the lead in front of Tim Bruce-Dalens. Tim Bruce-Dalens is fending off Callum Anderson right now, who actually seems to be on a stock setup. I hope he's still joking. But then we've got Paul Farthing. I don't know if that was just... some things falling off the trees, or if that actually was front wing, and that is front wing. Billy Mossam has lost a part of his end
Look at
plate.
this car park in the hairpin.
Yeah, that's what it always is around Monaco. Here, I don't know if Spicer's actually got front wing damage, because it kind of looked like he has got front wing damage.
You gotta be a little
no,
more
I'm
specific.
actually
There is two
mistaken.
Spicers there.
Oh, and there's been a spin by Reece March right here. And he has lost out many positions, and we've got a VSC already on lap 1. Have we actually got 2 Spicers? Oh yeah, we've got Adam Spicer. I'm sorry. Adam Spicer it was, which I was talking about.
I'm not sure if it's his younger or older brother, but it is his brother. That I
Okay,
know.
let's see. Not many position changes actually made. Adam Corrigan managed to get past Billy Mossam on the start, who has got front wing damage. Did he dive into the pit lane? No, he didn't. He stayed out. Then Adam Spicer, who started last, is now up to P15. And Reece March is into the pit lane as he has had front wing damage from a first lap collision, it looks like. Yes, he has. And we are underway again for a hopefully solid race. Now, Billy Mossam has just gone past Adam Corrigan. I missed that. I'm very sorry about that. But he has made up position. He's now back up into P7, got his place back. And Tom Jewell has lost out quite a lot. I don't know what happened to him. He's definitely got front wing damage. So I guess he's just made contact with the wall. And, oh, there's been a crash. I only just saw that Tom Jewell went into the wall right before... I don't know, yeah, right before Portier. That's Mirabeau Baz. There's like a difference between 2 Mirabeaus. But he has went into the wall. I only just got that on camera. Luke Baker's already picked up a time penalty. Oh, many things going on. It's really difficult to keep an eye on everything. But Tim Roos-Dalens, yeah, he's got great pace. Tim might be able to set up a move, and we've got another pit stop, I think. No, we've got a safety car. We've got a safety car out. I'm not sure for what that is. I'm pretty sure it's not for Tom Jewell, because he crashed like quite a while ago, like half a lap ago or something. Don't think it comes out that late. But I only just realized, because something came out the pit lane, and that dot, I couldn't figure out which team it was. So I thought, wait, let me just check if there's a safety car. And there is actually a safety
there
car.
is.
Will we
I
see
saw
pit
the
stops
safety
now?
car. Look right before, is it Massenet, I believe? You see the safety car ready to pick up.
Yeah. Is the safety car standing still? Let's just hop on board with Jeremy Pope
Waiting
real
for
quick.
the leaders.
Yeah, it's just standing still. Jeremy Pope's gone very carefully past that safety car to not hit it. I think it nearly took out Matthew yesterday. Matthew Older. So you should be careful with that coming up to turn 3 up there because.
Oh, Craig Woolley.
Oh
Speeding
no!
under safety car drive-through penalty.
A
Interesting
drive-through
fact
is not
about
what you want. Oh, but there's a pit stop. Callum Anderson, and so does Tim. Tim has made a late call and spat into the pit lane. He tried to do the opposite to Thomas McIver, I think, and he lost the place to Callum. I think now, yes, Callum comes out in front of him. Is now
that is not
into
good.
P7, P8
Interesting though.
currently.
Tim is going over on the mediums. Callum is going
Oh,
over on
let's
the
see. Can
softs.
Adam Spicer get past both of them right here? He might lose a spot. He hits the wall and Tim goes past only just. That was crucial, and Adam Spicer just outbraked himself into turn 1. I think he wanted to gain some time. And interestingly enough, Sondre, Callum is on the hard compound. Tim is on the mediums.
Well, I mean, the mediums, I don't think they will reach the end from here, but I think Tim is counting on another safety car coming out later, or he just thinks that the hards are going to be horrible, which I can confirm they will be horrible. Horrible, obviously.
But just as a quick note, just quickly look at Shane, who's currently P2. Just look at his front wing. You can't call that a front wing anymore. That's basically just a plank hanging off the nose right there. So I'm pretty sure he'll have to pit. I think that actually happened under the safety car. Otherwise, he probably would have pitted before. That's pretty unfortunate, and that will promote Yestin up into P2. Very impressive. And let's just take a look at the position changes.
Shane barely has any wing left.
Sondre, that's what I literally just said 20 seconds ago.
I was having a look at the stream to look at comments, but Shane is not pitting though.
Billy Mossam goes into the pits. Yeah, why is Shane not pitting? He surely can't go on with that plank hanging off his nose.
Well, I mean,
Jeremy Pope in the pits.
it's kind of looking like Shane thinks he can though.
Both Spicer brothers in the pit lane as well. Oh no! And Tom Spicer is being blocked by Adam Spicer.
One Spicer blocking the other Spicer.
Yeah, and Jeremy Popper's not only retired but also left the session. But Luke Baker up into P5. He has not pitted. Many drivers have already pitted. But the top 5 haven't.
We can see that the Red Bull of John has still not pitted, which means that he will end up getting disqualified after the race.
Yeah, that is very unfortunate. Not unfortunate, I gotta say that's certainly his own fault. Hopefully it doesn't ruin any other drivers' races from now on, because that would just be awful. But
I mean, he probably kinda doesn't hear us, so
yeah, but
he
it's
knows that he's gonna get disqualified, but
it's a common rule, to be fair. It is a common rule that if there's a restart, I don't know any leagues where you are actually allowed to change tyres. Tyler Thomas just got a 10-second time penalty. I have no idea where he got that. I think that's the Nouvelle chicane, and Adam Corrigan's got front wing damage. He's went into the back of Paul Farthing, but let's see what the leaders are doing. Thomas McIver slowing everyone down massively.
I can't imagine Shane is gonna be able to keep up with Thomas with that.
And Billy has made contact with Tyler Thomas as well. And at some point, Thomas McIver will need to go. I think it will be now. Yes, it will. It's a solid restart, but he could have timed that a bit better. But I don't think Shane will be in contention for the lead right here. Let's look at the background. Yeah. Callum picks up a time penalty. That's not what he wants to see. Let's see if Tim can actually set up a move. He looked to be very quick on the opening 2 laps we've had actually of racing. But yeah, look at Thomas
Oh,
McIver. He's
Callum's
already.
backhand little, and Tim is looking for a move
Oh,
in
small
here. Oh,
contact! And now Tim gets past. Oh, well, Callum. Yeah,
oh,
Callum dives
Callum.
it. Oh, that's aggressive. That's very clumsy and aggressive. I don't think he can even get the spot.
Very
No, he
clumsy
won't.
and aggressive there. That's
Him.
what I like to call naivety.
Yeah, there goes Tim now. Maybe he'll be able to get down the inside of Luke Baker here. He's a bit too far away for that. Luke Baker picks up another penalty. I think he already picked up one. So does Billy Mossam. He's got a 5-second penalty. Oh, that was close with Luke Baker and Tim Musalis. Luke Baker's
Oh!
very much struggling and he hits the wall on the
Oh,
outside,
and
cuts the
look at that.
corner.
Tim gets perfectly past there. He
And a
sees
VSC
the
again.
opportunity. And oh,
If suddenly, I tell you, if this now John Johnson pits for Hearts, so he's going to the end, but keep in mind he's being disqualified after the race. And are the Spicer guys actually brothers? Is that actually true?
they are.
Oh, that
It was
is.
actually Tom Spicer, the driver in the Haas car, that
Yeah, I know.
told his brother to watch the stream, I believe.
Ah,
His brother watched it, and then Tom said that he was interested in joining, so I told him to just so I sent Tom a link to the Discord that he sent to his brother, and then suddenly we have brothers in the league.
yeah, that's quite nice. As we've got a three-way battle for
Oh, but
P13.
look at this though, Tim Bruce Daly's on shade into the noble chicane. He was on the inside and was looking for the move, but he couldn't break late enough to
Oh yeah,
challenge Shane there. And Shane, who's
oh, and he
struggling.
hits him. Oh no, that's a front wing loss for Tim. His right end plate is missing. That's
Yeah,
so
and
unfortunate.
Shane has more front wing damage.
Oh yes, he actually does.
He couldn't carry the speed through.
He dives into the pit lane. Tim stays out though. I think that's the right decision from him. But Callum,
I believe Tim probably has a yellow front right, so that should be manageable for him.
oh,
So
and
we see
Spicer's retired.
Spicer is out.
He's crashed into. Yeah, he's crashed on the outside of Raskas. That's very unfortunate. Just a yellow flag though. That's really lucky for us. I don't want another safety car immediately again. I mean, we've had enough of this already. Paul Farthing moves up into P7 so far. Thomas McIver, currently the only driver to not have made a pit stop so far. He'll have to pit once more at least. Tim, I'm pretty sure he'll have to pit as well. He's on the medium compound. Callum is not able to stay with Tim though. He's losing time, even though Tim has got front wing damage and Callum has not.
I believe Adam might have just let Billy go up the hill there.
Yeah, and just as a quick note, I think that might actually be the case with Callum, that he has not loaded his setup. Because that would explain why he's not able to stay in touch with Tim. And Adam Corrigan has hit the outside wall after the Lowe's hairpin. Oh, and so has Adam Spicer's hit the wall as well. Has he got front wing damage? I'm not sure. It looks like he hasn't. Ah, lucky.
That is a lucky duck right there.
Yeah, and like Yestin is catching up to Shane right now. Yestin has showed some solid pace so far in this race, but now he outbreaks himself a little bit.
He doesn't have any wing damage, so he could be on for a solid result there then. He's probably not gonna be pitting more today unless it is for wing. Which, thinking about it, most of the people here are probably gonna be pitting once more.
Yeah, I mean, it's the typical Monaco race right now, isn't it? Like the gaps are not that tied to each other because of the dirty air, and around that really technical track, it's very difficult to drive in dirty air. Luke Baker is losing some time to Shane right now. It looks like
Craig Wool is into the pit again
for his fourth
Interestingly
time,
enough,
I think,
we
and
did mention
he's being lapped, Sondre.
Yeah, and I'm going to comment on that. But we did mention that Lewis Curtis now holds the record for most pit stops with 13. Craig Woolley, on the other hand, held that record from last season before Lewis Curtis took it. I can't remember exactly how many. I think it was around 10 pit stops or something. And he's right now. He's not even close to the amount of pit stops actually that Curtis had.
John Johnson pits again for a front wing change, but like I said multiple times, he will be disqualified after this race, so you can't really keep that in mind, that he's outside the points
Unless
right
he
now.
started on mediums, but I'm fairly certain that I didn't see wrong and that it was on softs.
I'm pretty sure the top 10 were all on softs. And currently we've got Reece March right behind Tyler Thomas. This is the fight for P4 at the moment. Reece March is on the soft tyre while Tyler Thomas is on the hard compound. I think the hard runners could actually all go to the end because they go pretty long, but they're just very slow.
Look at this though, Tim with that ring damage is still taking a lot of time on Thomas there. Thomas on those old soft tires now. He's gonna be looking to go how many more laps? 5 or 6 more laps.
Yeah, something around that. But keep in mind, Sondra, I think Thomas McIver is currently just a bit cruising, controlling the race a little bit. He's not taking too many risks, I think. He's staying a bit further away from the walls, I guess. And that's what you should do.
Tires,
Yellows in sector 3. Oh, and look at Reece March. He's very close to Tyler Thomas as he's made a mistake. He doesn't go for a move, though. Thinks better of it. Probably the smartest decision. And he is right behind him, and that is always so frustrating. Oh, he hits him slightly. Please, no front wing damage. Oh, and then
that is Thomas.
Yeah, I don't know if that was.
No?
He's lost his whole front wing.
Oh yeah, there is no front wing there.
Oh, he nearly hits the outside wall as well. VSC deployed again. I don't know if that was the cause of the contact between him and Reece March, because he tapped his rear tyre.
Is Tim gonna pit? He should pit if you ask
Thomas
me.
McIver pits, definitely. Smart decision from him. Under the VSC, so does Tim. Yes, he does. Which tyre does he go on to? He goes onto the mediums, has himself a 5-second time penalty. Callum goes into the lead in the meantime on a stock setup. That is impressive, I would say. But keep in mind, Thomas McIver can go to the end now and looks a lot quicker. Paul Farthing gets promoted up into P3, so that is a really nice change of events for him, as he was outside the points at some point in this race. Chain nearly outbrakes himself into turn 1. He's still got his front wing.
Tim didn't go to hards, he also went to mediums actually. So
yeah, you can go to the end on them, so you've got more grip, and you can still.
I just didn't think you would have another set of them.
Yellow flag in sector 2. I don't know where that is from. Didn't show the yellow flags on the track map for me right there. That's why I didn't see it. But I think Yestin just can't quite close up to Luke Baker. He's been like around 1.5 seconds behind him, behind the Ferrari driver for quite a long time now.
Oh no, Thomas.
Which Thomas?
I don't know when he got it. McIver. He
has
wing damage,
and it's major.
Yeah, it looks quite bad on the right side, hand side there.
Oh no, like he pits.
He's gonna have to pit, and that is. Oh, and that's gonna make it tough for him then.
That promotes Paul Farthing up into P2 for the moment.
Promotes Shane and Tim too, who both has full front wings.
Yeah, and Tim is looking feisty right here. He is. He's a very quick driver around here. It looks like Craig Woolley has retired from the session in the meantime.
Craig Woolley has retired.
He's retired manually. He's retired in the pit lane. But Tim is very close to Shane. But that's the thing around Monaco, Sondre. Where are you supposed to overtake? Even though Tim is on the quicker compound. Yeah, out of the tunnel is the main opportunity. But if the driver in front just gets a good exit, out of Portier
But the
right
thing
here,
is,
that
you gotta
right-hander.
look at the tires, Felix, because Shane
That's
is
a good
on
exit.
hard tires.
That's a very good
So
exit now,
Tim
Sondre.
can be able to make this work. He's gonna have to try to get the inside line into the Noble chicane.
Oh,
He
that
doesn't
was...
dare to brake late enough. Shane keeps his position.
He wasn't really committed to the move, was he? He was not... He was... I think he wasn't sure himself if he wants to go for that. And Luke Baker drops down. I think he made contact with the barrier, with the inside barrier out of the Nouvelle chicane. He's lost both places to Yestin and Billy
Definitely.
Mossam.
No front wing damage, so he's probably hit the barrier with his
Oh,
rear.
but Billy Mossam just got front wing damage as he hit the rear of Yestin, and he was catching up massively. Tim got past. Oh no, I just missed it now. Tim is side by
Tim
side with
and Shane
Shane.
side by side up, and Tim almost goes into the wall,
Oh,
but he
dearie
keeps
me,
his
that was close.
rear.
I'm sorry
It is
that I
Monaco.
missed the move, but I was just focusing on Yestin and Billy Mossam. Because
I can tell you that going side by
Billy
side
hit
up there, Tim, there was a small contact between them. Tim lost the back end a little, but he managed to keep it out of the wall.
That's a good exit again. Tim needs to be more daring on the brakes. He's closer than before, I think.
ERS to do it this time.
He needs to just put the ERS down for 90% of the lap and just abuse it all on that straight.
I can tell you that right now, Shane is smarter with his ERS usage. He has a little more to spend than Tim, although he doesn't have a lot either. But that is making him able to defend, while Tim, he's using it. He shouldn't use it here.
No, he's too far away anyway. Oh, or is he? Shane blocks the inside line. Tim still goes down the inside and they make contact.
Oh.
And Shane is in the wall and has lost a big chunk of his left side of his front wing. He's got a VSC deployed for that. And I'm not sure. I don't think Tim left enough space there. I'm afraid Brustalens didn't leave enough space. And that resulted in contact with a wall. Very, very unfortunate. Shane was running really well. He defended the inside line, but then the gap opened again because the track widened because of the inside pit exit there is. And that's why Tim actually had the opportunity to go down the inside. But again, I think that was more like a not fully committed move, and that was the reason why it was so clumsy. And yeah, we've only got 13 drivers left in this race, but we've got a lot of drivers without the whole of their front wing. At least a bit missing.
Storm just said way too aggressive there, and I gotta agree on that one. But to be fair,
and Luke Baker, what happened there? Luke Baker got past Billy Mossam. Has Billy made contact with the wall? I think he might have.
Well, he doesn't have any more wing damage than he had a lap ago, but
he might have made contact. Luke Baker's definitely passed him now. And Luke Baker dives into the pit lane.
Big shame for Shane, though. He was on for a great result there, and now he's going to have to change his wing again. But you never know. People up ahead can also crash later on in the race.
Yeah, just keep in mind there could still be a safety car at some point. But that Cadam is still leading on a stock setup is very impressive indeed.
I gotta be honest with you, Felix. I don't buy that anymore. I don't think he's on a stock setup because he was behind Tim. He lost time, but he didn't lose a massive amount of time.
That's actually true.
Set of tires.
We need to confirm that at some point, definitely.
I'm not sure if I think he's trying to
wind us
play
up.
some mind games with his competition there.
That could actually be the case. As John Johnson is really close to Adam Corrigan. Hopefully they don't crash, and John Johnson just lost front wing, and Shane is retired. Oh no, what happened there? I think it's Portier. I'm pretty sure it's Portier. Where has he crashed? Didn't see his car.
The hairpin, I think it looks like, actually.
But where?
His car has been removed already, but it wasn't the hairpin. It looked like from when people passed him, but that's a shame for Shane. He's been on a good roll lately.
Yeah, it's gone from bad to worse, hasn't it, for Shane? I mean, he was running in such a good position, and then the overtake from Tim, which was debatable, I'd say. and then the contact with the barrier. But Paul Farthing is caught up massively to Callum Anderson right now. Look at that. The gap between both of them is only 1.1 seconds anymore, and he is looking to be a lot quicker at the moment.
Callum is not pushing either, though. Look at that. He has 90% of ERS to use. He's not fully on the throttle around there.
Good point, but let's just take a look at Billy Mossam right here, right off the back of Yestin. Yestin doesn't defend. Billy goes down the inside. A late move. He pushes him out wide, cuts the chicane himself. Yestin has to cut the chicane, picks up a 3-second time penalty, and front wing damage. That was very aggressive from Billy right there. I don't think that was a fair move. He just pushed him off the track. Then he lets Thomas MacGyver back through. Tim sets the fast lap of the race. And yeah, that was just over-aggressive from Billy, I'm afraid. He stays out though with his front wing damage. Yestin does. And Paul Farthing is catching up more and more, Sondre. He's within 6/10 now.
He is. He's within attack position now, but that ERS for Callum, though, he has the ERS to defend himself when he needs to now.
Yeah, not the best exit from Paul Farthing either. But look at how far, look at the straight line speed from Callum. Look at that, he's pulling away massively.
Paul was in 0 ERS too, though.
Ah, okay, I didn't.
So I don't know if we got a proper representation of the straight line speed there, as Callum was pushing in 4 ERS mode. Farf was in 0, so.
Oh, wait a minute. Thomas MacGyver is lagging for me massively. For me, his AI is driving currently. He's just lagging left, right, and centre for me.
But look at this though. Paul Farthing, he's trying to attack Callum a little on the front, on the main straight. Callum stays ahead on the other. In the end, though.
Yeah, Paul Farthing. He just came out of nowhere, didn't he? Like,
yeah, and I think Paul has to keep the pressure on Callum through the twisty sections. Make Callum use more of his ERS, because right now he's just a juggernaut with that 70% of ERS he's got.
But Paul Farthing has actually got 64% of ERS left as well, so that is really good, and that exit isn't that bad.
But look at this though, can he make a move down to the Noble chicane?
He's not really gaining, is he?
But he's using the wrong ERS mode there too. He's using and
Yestin. Oh no, he was running in P5.
And where?
I think. No, I think that was right before that happened.
Oh wait, you're right. It was.
Yeah,
it was a Mirabo.
Yeah. And Paul Farthing is going side by side with Callum Anderson. I'm very sorry that I missed that. I just wanted to check where Yestin crashed. But Callum Anderson has had DRS because of the lap car right there in the way. And that's what protected him from an attack, from a proper attack on the main straight there from Paul Farthing. We've got yellows in the third sector. That's McLaren, please. And that's Spicer. But Paul Farthing goes around the outside through the casino square. What a move by Paul Farthing. And he outbrakes himself. Tim is right behind them as well. That is getting really close right now. There's a lapped car in the way as well. That must be distracting.
Well, I'm not sure if it's Luke or Adam actually.
But let's just take a look at Tim. He's in overtake ERS mode. Can he go down the inside? He has to commit. He doesn't. He stays behind and thinks better of it. Oh, this is just ridiculous. I mean, I just want to check where someone has crashed, and then right after there's an overtake being made for the front. But Paul Farthing is running away with it right now. Callum Anderson has got he's got front wing damage, Sondre. That's what we missed.
Oh.
His front right of his front wing damage is very badly damaged. Not a good exit from Tim though, so he won't be able to actually attack Callum on this straight. But he will have good chances with his full front wing within the next couple of laps at some point.
Look at this, Tim is gaining on the uphill here.
He's saving his ERS better right now, but I think that's what happened between. Oh no, he clipped the inside wall!
Taps the wall, and that's Tim right through. That is a lucky shot from Tim there.
But did you see Callum's approach to the corner? He took it very wide
Yeah, and
before
then he
Billy
was
Mossam
just
has rejoined.
he
And then he
turned in
just cuts.
too early.
He just cuts back in for the left-hander, and I think that's what gave Paul Farthing the opportunity to actually overtake him. By the way, we've only got 10 drivers left. John Johnson is last, which is good because he probably will get disqualified for using the wrong tyre compound, as he cuts the corner completely right there. But Sona, the question now is, can Tim catch up to Paul Farthing, who's currently in the lead by 1.5 seconds? The gap is coming down slightly, as Paul Farthing has actually picked up a time penalty. And has he got his full front wing still?
Could be crucial at the
I hope he
end.
does. Yes,
Not
he
just that
has.
though, but Tim with those fresher tires.
Callum
and
Pitts.
the tires that he has.
His teammate will go through now. Oh, look at how much Tim gained. He gained a second. Wait, has Paul lost a bit of his... Yeah, Paul has lost his end plate. His front right end plate is missing. I'm not sure where.
With your braking, Tim. I can just see him getting so closely into the braking zones that...
Yeah, Callum Anderson drops down massively in the meantime, by the way, which is very unfortunate. But Paul Farthing has lost his front right end plate. That is very unfortunate for him, and that's why Tim is catching up massively. He will still try to defend, though. He can go to the end. I would go to the end if I was Paul.
You know, thinking about it then, Paul and Callum has just recently got damage. Might there have been something between those two we might have missed, Felix? Because they have both picked up damage from around that period when
I think Paul still had his front wing when he passed.
As Tim goes a little into the back end.
Yeah, I saw that. I think though that Paul actually had front wing, but now it's getting very tight. Oh no, guys, just keep it clean. And Tim taps the rear of Paul Farthing. He goes into the barrier, loses a whole chunk of his front wing again, and now he's barely able to. Yeah, he's barely got anything left, and Tim has picked up front wing damage as well. What a race this is. Sorry, that is a great race considering it's Monaco. So much chaos.
You are true. You're right there. To be Monaco, this is great, but it's so frustrating to look at him because he's pushing his braking so far every time, and he's being so close to hitting the rear of Paul so many times, and now he's actually lost a little of his wing. And
I don't know if you had a good look at that incident between Paul and Tim, but Paul covered the inside line. Tim was right behind him. I think Tim just went for a gap that wasn't there, tapped Paul's rear, and Paul just steered straight into the wall then because he couldn't avoid anything else. And Paul is currently navigating it quite well around here without crashing, considering he's pretty much got nothing left.
Take the corner slower.
And he dives into the pit lane. That's so unfortunate.
Tim is gonna take his risk. He's gonna stay out with that front wing.
Remember, Thomas McIver's got front wing damage as well. So,
does he?
Yeah. I only just saw his front right end plate is missing as well. But I think that could be a penalty afterwards, after steward investigation for Tim, because that was a really clumsy move. And we've got 16 laps left. But look at Billy. Billy is trying to get past Paul Farthing now as he comes out the pit lane. And that was crucial. That was very crucial for Paul. As Billy's got front wing damage, he would have held him up massively and would have put him in a risk of losing his front wing on the rear of another car. But now he's got clear air in front of him.
Oh my god, and you know what I'm just noticed? Callum Anderson, he's right on the back of Reece March, but
and Tyler Thomas has crashed. That's the swimming pool section, and that's unfortunate. That could be a safety car even. Let's take a look at that. He's gone very slowly through here, Adam Corrigan, and yes, he's crashed in a very dangerous place, but I don't think the game will now put a safety car out for that. Callum Anderson, will he go down the inside of Reece March? No, he thinks about it. Backs out though. Adam Corrigan speeds into the pit lane, gets a 5-second time penalty. But now the move from Callum Anderson, that's a very weird place to overtake, but he makes it stick. Great work from him.
Weird place to overtake, and Reece March has a full wing, so I don't know.
Yeah, I think fair play to Reece March. He's given him enough space and played the main part of that for not crashing, going side by side into there. So very well done by him. And yeah, Paul Farthing is. I don't think he would catch up enough. I mean, we've got 15 laps left of this race. He's 16.5 seconds behind Thomas MacGyver.
I think it's going to be difficult to catch up that much, but obviously both Tim and Thomas, though, both have wing damage. And you know how Monaco is. When you first have wing damage, it's so easy to get more wing damage.
Yeah, especially through that part here, through the swimming pool section, and Tabak is very difficult as well to navigate around. And yeah, I'm just really curious to see what else will happen in this race. A very crazy race so far, but also a very interesting one. More overtakes than I thought we would see, but we definitely got some stuff for the highlight video, which is good to see. I'm very glad that this isn't a very boring Monaco Grand Prix. This is a very exciting one.
Well, to be fair, it's been everything but boring.
Yeah, that is true, and we've seen another crash. Reece March, oh, has he kept it out of the wall? It says he's still got his front wing. It didn't say it, but it looked like he still had his front wing.
Pit, though, so I doubt that he has a full front wing.
Yeah, he's lost parts of his front wing.
Oh, and his pit crew wasn't ready.
It is on my screen. On my screen, he's just pitting regularly, and now he's gone out the pit lane. Yeah, it's just glitch. Yeah, and with
it's always nice to see those, isn't it?
Yeah. Luke Baker's moved up into P6 with that one, and I'm not sure, but I think Thomas MacGyver has caught up to Tim. Tim Rusalian is currently in the lead, and he pits. He pits. I think he's lost a bit more front wing.
Wing damage,
so Thomas MacGyver regains the lead.
12 laps to go. We have no idea who's actually going to be winning.
And Paul Farthing will get P2 back with that one after his contact with Tim earlier on.
What about Billy?
Will Billy get past? It could be close.
Tim is on his way out. Billy is heading down the main street.
It's going to be very close.
Oh, and Tim is going to be behind Billy, but no, he's not.
Because he's able to cut the inside corner due to the pit exit, and he's out on the softs. That was really crucial as well. First of all, Paul Farthing, who only just came out in front of Billy, Sondre, and then also now Tim, but Callum. No, Billy.
Billy.
Callum was let through by Billy. So looks like they are in a party or something. They're probably talking to each other.
Billy knows that he's on 20 lap old mediums, Callum is on 5 lap old mediums. Billy's on 20 lap old hard second. So he could have just realized that there might be a bigger possibility of getting points if he let Callum go than if he ends up in a wall in a battle with Callum.
Yellows, that's Reece March, and this time he has retired from the race. He's already crashed before. No, it was through the casino square. I think we could see it now. If Thomas MacGyver goes through here. He's just... Oh, he retired manually, didn't he? It looked like. He did. Don't see a reason for that, to be honest. He might have lost front wing, but it's a very ordinary place to actually crash out. So, but that's a spot where the AI would park if you manually retire. But it would be not the smartest thing to do if you are in P7 and could just go to the end. Basically, whatever happens, you'd still get points because we've only had 9 drivers left in this race. But he might have got front wing damage and just couldn't be asked.
Then again, John will, unfortunately for John, he will most likely end up being disqualified for not starting on the right tires.
Yeah, wait. Through the fact that we don't have that much action right here, let me just get a bit of screen time for Thomas MacGyver because he's obviously in the lead. Let me just take a look at if he actually qualified on those tires, and yes, he did not. we were right. He qualified on the soft compound. So he will be disqualified. I'm very sorry about that.
That is a rookie mistake, as Tim takes the fastest lap right now. No surprise there, being on those tires.
Yeah, the softs really deliver right now. I don't think he will be able to catch up around 6 seconds to Paul now, though, within the last 11 laps of this race. And we saw Tim wasn't really committing to overtakes out of the tunnel. But he was into turn one, but we saw him make contact, not once but twice into that corner. So he might want to be a bit more careful through there the next time he tries to get past another car.
Not a lot happening right now, Felix.
No, but I think the first half of this race has definitely delivered quite a lot. So I think it's fair
I gotta
enough
agree there, but we
that
still
this
have
race.
9 laps to go.
Yeah, I think I gotta say it's fair enough that this race calms down now a little bit. I mean, we had so much action within like such a short amount of
You
time, so
know,
many things happening,
let
and
me have a look there.
it's
So,
it's just Monaco, Andre. I mean, we didn't really expect the best race, didn't we? But we've definitely
oh no.
been surprised in a very positive way so far,
Oh, Adam's in for his 6th pit stop.
and serves a penalty.
In the meantime, we can see that Thomas and Callum and Billy and Lucas actually managed to not have more than 2 pit stops so far. So that's off. Oh, that's definitely 1 pit stop just for a new front wing, but it's not that. That's not too bad though.
Yeah,
Most
that's.
others have 3 or more.
And if we look at the position changes that have been made throughout the course of this race, Thomas McIver stayed in the lead, even though he was far down the field at some point. He just kept it clean afterwards and regained the lead because of that. Paul Farthing currently in P2. He started in P4. Tim has lost a place. His streak of second places now, after 3 second places in a row, could be destroyed today by Paul Farthing taking P2.
Do you have a point there? Do you have a point there?
But so if Tim and Paul Farthing would switch positions, my prediction would actually be spot on. I said Thomas McIver is going to win this race. I said Tim is going to be in P2 and Paul is going to be in P3. So that would be spot on, but it doesn't look like Tim is gaining that much. He now gained a little bit more. But
Gain a little bit, but he's gonna have to gain more than that because he's also gonna have to pass him at some point.
exactly, and that's a
It's
big
Monaco. It's
difference.
not easy. We've seen him try into the noble chicane out of the tunnel a few times, but he hasn't managed to get that good of a run to actually make a move there yet. He's obviously done moves in turn one, although that one is questionable and will probably be investigated after the race. So there isn't a lot of chances around there, and again, I don't know. It's looking a little dark for Tim right now. As we can see that Matt has joined the stream. He's probably cooking his Easter dinner right now, I believe. Oh wait, there's yellows.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I'm very sorry.
I
I
don't know what
I
the
was
yellows are
distracted
for.
quite a bit right there. Or let's say I
Oh,
got distracted.
Luke has pitted for a fresh set of soft tires, so he will probably just be trying to go for the fastest lap.
Yeah, I mean,
Although,
why
to
not?
be
He's
fair,
inside the top 10.
yeah, he is. And to be fair, for us, that is a little more interesting to follow someone who is on older tires and just kind of trying to get to the finish line. So,
No, not gonna lie. It's right now. I'm very sorry to say this, but right now that it isn't the most interesting part of this race. But let's just hop on
Tim
board
is catching up,
with
but
Luke Baker for a lap, as he's probably trying to go for the fastest lap of the race. He's in high
well, he
ERS
has
mode.
started pushing at least. So let's
Yeah.
see here then, going up the hill into Massenet, is it? Casino?
Oh, that is...
Oh!
Oh, it's slippery. That looked like someone put a bit of oil on there.
But look at the save though.
Maybe he's been playing too
Could have
much...
easily been in the wall there.
yeah, he saved it quite well, but seems like he's played a bit too much Dirt Rally lately. And thought he was at the Monaco Rally right here, but I gotta say
I
though,
know the
mate,
feeling.
you are not around the Monaco Rally right here. You are at the Monaco Grand Prix circuit for probably the most valuable race of the season. I mean, everyone wants to win around here. I mean,
Well,
it is like a sentence you can't say about every track because obviously everyone wants to win. But
yeah, I'll agree
around
to
here,
that.
it's
I've won
very
this
difficult.
race in IRL once before, and let me just tell you, I don't feel like I need to win her anymore because I don't really want to do it.
Yeah, but you've got your win.
So once was enough for me.
Yeah, I mean, I got a P3 on the F1 2018 F1 2018 game around
Season
here.
4, I believe.
Yeah, season 5.
Season 5.
It was heavy rain, it was in the night, and it was extremely tough. But I was happy with that. No, I think I even got P2 in the end. And I was really satisfied with that. So I take that as a win because the other one was Squeezy, who in the end dominated Jack Hoyle, who dominated the season completely and won the race. So that was basically like a race win. While we are talking about our personal history around Monaco, Tim is catching up more and more and is now only 1.7 seconds behind Paul Farthing. He could actually make my prediction spot on if he gets past Paul.
Well, before that, we're gonna have to see if Luke can take that fastest lap. He's currently 7 tenths up on his fastest lap. So going over the finish line, it is fastest lap. It is behind Tim's lap then, I guess.
Yep. That
It
is
isn't that many laps since Tim said it, so Tim did a 1:12.7.
yeah, and Tim, just look at Tim. Tim is catching up massively. 1.3 now. And he could go for an overtake in those last few laps. Could see something similar to Verstappen and Hamilton in real life, where Verstappen sent it into the Nouvelle chicane and made contact with a Mercedes driver. But I hope this one will be a bit cleaner than the moves before Tim did. It looked a bit clumsy. I don't know how it looks like, what it looks like in terms of penalties. I don't want to check right now. So let's just stay right here. Let's just ignore the fact that there are penalties in play and hopefully enjoy a good battle for P2 in this race.
I'll try at least. I don't think there is going to be too much of a battle, but maybe a few corners where Tim has the chance. But except for that, it's going to be difficult for Tim. He's going to have to put everything into those moves.
I mean, he's catching, but like you said, there's a big difference between actually being quicker than another driver and overtaking through here. I mean, it is so tough. It is really, really tough. You basically need to wait for a mistake of the driver in front to actually make a move stick, or you need to get an amazing exit out of the last corner or portier to make a move either into the Nouvelle chicane or turn 1. Sandevot.
Well, it doesn't look like Tim is pulling that much anymore. It's kind of looking like Paul is trying to answer a little. He's trying to push a little more again to keep Tim on enough distance that he's not going to be attacked. However, we can see in these quick corners here that Tim is pulling more time again, and he is actually within DRS range now.
Yeah, but his tires might be going down at the moment. I mean, he's done 9 laps on them now. and now 10, and that will not help him. So, gonna be interesting. That lap car could actually save Paul Farthing for a moment if he actually gets gets DRS from him. That is John Johnson, who's currently in AI. So I don't think that his AI will really be a contention.
Is he in AI? You do realize he's ghosting because he's lapped?
Yeah, but when I go on board, it says he is in AI.
Oh. Well, in that case, well, Paul isn't going to be getting any slipstream from this since it's ghosting. But if that car is staying ahead for more, though, he could actually end up getting DRS on the front stretch. And
Tim is losing a bit right now. Oh, don't clip the outside wall. Did he clip it? I think he did. Ah, lucky to not get front wing damage there.
Look at this. Paul is gonna
very
get
close to the
DRS
inside
off
wall there
that
from
car,
Tim.
which means that he's probably going to be safe for this lap, which means that Tim is going to have one lap at the end to do it on.
2 actually. I count this one in if he can catch up now after the tunnel.
I don't think he's close enough to make a move on this lap.
Yeah, I mean he would need to gain a
Unless
lot,
he can close massively in this.
But Sondre, just look at Tim's ERS. He's got 13% left, so I don't think he will be able to go for a move.
Yeah, no, Paul has 60%, so that is probably game over for Tim, I think.
Yeah, Paul just needs to keep it clean now, not make any mistakes. Then it's another brilliant race from him and another podium after he already got P1 last week in Spain, where he was in front of Tim as well.
Tim is dropping a little back now too. He doesn't manage to keep the pace up.
Oh, and Paul picks up another penalty. That could change this battle.
Be very crucial.
That could change this whole thing up massively right here. But look at that. Tim's tyres are dead, I think. He's losing more and more.
Looking at it, Paul is pushing more now, so I think he might be afraid for his position right now, Felix.
I think Paul might now have one more penalty than Tim. And Tim needs to...
It kind of looks like it, yeah.
Tim needs to stay within that 3-second gap now.
Oh, and did I see Tim getting front wing damage? No, he didn't. It looked like I saw some debris flying in the background there. But he doesn't have any front wing damage. But look at this though, far. He's using his ERS now. He's pushing back against him and he's pulling out that gap now.
2.9. Oh, only just under 3 seconds. Now it's 3 seconds. And now it's Tim who needs to get a move on.
To be fair, we don't actually know though how the penalty situation is, but we know Paul definitely has one penalty. And from the looks of how much he's pushing, he definitely has one more penalty.
Look at that. If he would have just done that a bit earlier, he's so close to Thomas MacIver. Let's see who wins on penalties. Thomas MacIver wins on track. And he wins. Oh my goodness, look at Farthing's penalties. And Tim is second.
So Paul had more than one penalty more than Tim. Then he started to push back a little too late. Callum is going to be crossing the line with wing damage.
Yeah, an impressive 4th place from him.
See that,
and my prediction was spot on, Sondre. I want to get a round of applause from the drivers, but thank you. But yeah, that was quite an entertaining race. But Sondre, did you see the pace Farthing had at the end? I mean, obviously Thomas MacIver was not pushing at all, but he was catching up so massively just on that last few laps.
Question for Thomas MacIver though, did he have anything left to push with those 26 lap old medium tires?
Yeah, that is the good question. But congratulations, Thomas MacIver, and he finally manages to get his consistency done for a race, for a whole race distance, and with that he takes the win in Monaco. Has shot some great pace in the quali session already. and he takes the win in front of Tim Bousdalen's and Paul Farthing. But just keep in mind there was an incident between Tim and Paul, so that might make a difference in the end as well. But oh my god, just look at the penalties. If you want to take over for the final top 8 finishes.
Well, we have Thomas McIver taking his first win of the season to kick off his championship campaign. Then we have Tim Bousdalen taking 4 out of 4 second places so far. Mr. Consistency himself. Paul Farthing in 3rd place on another podium for him. Callum Anderson takes a strong 4th place for the Alphas. Then we have Billy Mossam in 5th, Luke Baker in 6th, John Johnson in 7th, although he will be disqualified, if I'm not mistaken, which means that it will actually be Adam Corrigan who takes 7th in the end.
Yeah, and I think with that, Sondra, I think Tim has got the upper hand again on the championship, and I think he's now leading the championship. Yes, he is. He is leading the championship.
Sure,
I'm just checking right now. He was 4.5 points behind Callum Anderson, who's only finished 4th. He finished in front of Paul, and Paul was only 1.5 points in front of Tim. So Tim actually not only gained 3 points on Paul, but also gained 6 points on Callum Anderson, and with that takes the championship lead. And like you said, Mr. Consistency has got this done right here, as I Paul Farthing. We'll now need to invite Paul Farthing. There he is. Then also, who else was there? So we're just waiting for them to be, first of all, invited and then to join. Last but not least, Timbo Stanens needs to be invited. It's already quite a nice race we've had here. Pretty surprising considering Monaco, even though we had some parts where it was, yeah, maybe a bit boring, but all in all, it was a really, really good race and very entertaining for the first 20 laps or something until it came down a little bit. And we've already got P1 and P2 in the party. We're just waiting on Paul Farthing right now. Okay, then I would say we start, as always, with our race winner. First of all, congratulations, Thomas. I would say that must be relieving for you after finally getting everything together for the whole course of a race and taking your first win of the season. And it's Monaco. Did you expect that before this race?
I'm actually not that good at Monaco, so I wasn't really expecting P1. I was expecting Callum to do better, to be honest, but yeah, he done the other strategy, so we decided to split, and it seemed to work out. So,
I mean, you had really good pace already in qualifying, where you were 2/10 in front of Tim Bousdalen's. Even though you messed up your final run there and didn't have the best track conditions on your fastest lap, you still managed to snatch pole. But then at some point you were quite far down the grid. I think it was somewhere around P7, and then suddenly you were in the lead. When you were that far down, did you actually think that the race win was still possible?
well, not really, no, but I knew I was catching Callum because he was sort of keeping me updated to the gap with him, so I thought I had good underlying pace, but yeah, there was a few one slower person I had to try and get past, but that was all good. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, consistency hasn't been your strength so far this season, to be honest. I mean, you've had your moments in a few races where you threw away some points, I gotta say, but today you just kept it together and had a really consistent drive. Do you think that could see a change in your races and in your whole season now, taking your first win? And do you think you could be right up there for the rest of the championship season?
Yeah, I always felt I had the pace. It was just, yeah, unfortunate and silly mistakes by myself. But hopefully we can stop that and do better in the future. So, yeah.
That is very good to hear. You were my call for the race win when we started this race, after taking ages for a lobby restart. But next week we're heading to Canada. Are you looking forward to that track? Are you planning on extending your race win to an actual win streak, or maybe a podium streak at least?
I'm thinking more of a podium streak because I know Billy and Callum and Tim are all pretty good around Canada. So, yeah, we'll see what happens.
All right then. And if Sondre doesn't have anything else to ask or anything else to add?
I do not, I'm afraid.
All right then. Congratulations to P1 in Monaco. Probably the race everyone wanted to win the most this season. I mean, it's Monaco. And yeah, I'm very glad you kept it together. And congratulations and good luck for next week. Hopefully we'll hear you again.
Yeah, thank you.
All right then, Sondre. I think it's your turn to go on with P2 man Tim Brustanens.
If you could continue, actually, because
Okay.
I'm already on with admin duty.
They don't like the sound robot.
All right, no problem, Sondre. All right, Tim. Congratulations, first of all. Mr. Consistency, we'd call you. I mean, 4 races, 4 times P2. That is incredible consistency. And just talk us through your race. It seemed like a very chaotic race, and we didn't really know where everyone was going to finish, like halfway through the race, and then it settled down for the past 20 laps when you've made your pit stop. What was your intention with that pit stop?
I got from doing damage from the battle with Favre, and yeah, in the end I saw that Thomas was catching me a bit, and then I just saw, yeah, come on, go on softs, push for the fastest lap and maybe get P2 because of Favre's penalties, and yeah, just try to get no penalty, and
yeah, it looked like you've had quite good pace when you've actually had your whole front wing. But I can say most drivers didn't have a full front wing for the major part of the race, so you weren't the only one. But I think you kept your whole front wing for all of your soft stint, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you actually did take the fastest lap of the race with you in the end. And with that, you've taken over the championship lead now. How do you feel about that? Do you think you can extend your championship lead now, or are you just hoping to stay up there as long as you can?
yeah, it's nice that my consistent is working out. Yeah, I got a fast lap, but it's really good. Yeah, it was a bit of a bad race, I need to say. P2 was already, again, a good position, but yeah, many front wing changes, many battles where the drivers are not 100% on the screen, and yeah, closing the door on the inside. But the stewards will do that, and yeah, with the championship lead, I'm just looking that I can get next week a win. I will say this week with a good qualifying there will be definitely a win. Yeah, but we will see how I'm managing my consistency in future, and yeah, I hope I can build on my championship lead.
Yeah, that is really good to hear. But you've already mentioned the fights you've had. Most overtakes you've made, or most attempts you've had, was into turn 1, and there were 2 incidents then. we caught on stream. One between you and Farthing, and one between you and Shane, I think it was. Just talk us through what exactly happened there from your perspective.
To the incident with Shane, it's I was with the DRS. I need to say, Shane blocked me completely up. I lost so much time. I was 2 times behind him, and both times I lost so much time behind him, and then I got every time a better exit from the last corner, and then I pulled to the inside, and then shortly before the braking zone, he pulled to the inside line too, and then I got a bit of space, and I going to the space, and then I was on the inside, but I braked a bit too late, but not too late, and he completely. I didn't saw that, but he crashed a bit in the wall. But it's not 100% my fault, but I will say 50%. To the overtake with Favre, it was nearly the same, but this time I was already on the inside, and then he comes to the inside line too, and tapped in on the back, got front wing damage from that, and that wasn't it, but I tapped in, and if he's reporting it, the stewards will have a look at it. I can't say more than that what I've said right now, because I didn't saw that as POV, and I think the stewards will do their job.
All right, thank you for commenting on those incidents. And look into next week, Canada. We already heard Thomas saying that he thinks you are quick around there. So are you thinking the same? Do you expect your first win of the season, or do you want to keep your name as Mr. Consistency and want to get P2 again?
I just said it already, but this time in Monaco I got a good chance, and next week in Canada, Canada's mostly from my opinion one of my favorite tracks and best tracks in the whole calendar. I got great pace. I like Canada, and I hope my strategy master brain works next week too.
All right, then thank you very much. Good luck for next week for the race around Canada, and congratulations on your second place in a row now.
Thank you.
All right, Sandre, are you done with the tweets and setting everything up, or should I continue?
Just continue, Phils.
Okay, then Paul, coming up to you. P3 today, after your race win in Barcelona, which was quite dominant. There was a time where it looked like you actually could win this race, but in the end it was just enough for P3. Are you generally happy with that, or are you a bit disappointed for not getting the race win in the end?
I'm sure we're all happy we finished the race.
I think
rather not finish or not. So.
Yeah, I think most drivers who actually finished are happy. I mean, we were 8 drivers who crossed the line. One of them was not in the race legally because he was starting on the wrong compound. So actually only 7 finishes. You were one of them, and you even finished on the podium. Just a quick question. At the end, on the last lap, it looked like you started to push and you caught up to Thomas McIver massively. Did you know that you were going to lose all these positions anyway because of your penalties?
Yeah, it's all about the fun.
I
thought, I'm going to chase him, put him under pressure, see what he does.
Yeah, I mean,
I've done the same to Callum. Callum ended up bolting. I went around the inside, then around the outside. A casino, didn't I? I think you caught that.
Yeah, I mean, we caught it like halfway because I was looking at another crash which actually happened twice. But we saw the rest of your move. That looked quite impressive. I mean, round the outside of turn 4, not many drivers are actually able to make that overtake stick. But you just went clean around the outside without any contact, it looked like. And that was a really nice move. And later, when Tim tried to go down the inside, where he commented on that as well, you made contact. So you might just want to give us your opinion on that.
it happens. I'm not gonna dwell on it. I said if I went for the block to try and make them go on the outside, but then obviously backfired on me.
Yeah, I mean, it's always pretty tricky around Monaco to overtake without any contact. That's why I was so impressed, especially around turn 4 with your overtake. But you've shown some great pace today again. And even though you're not leading the championship right now because Tim took the lead with that race, you're still right up there. I'm not sure if you are actually ahead of Callum. I think you're equal on points with Callum at the moment. Do you expect to be in the championship fight for the rest of your season? Because your pace looked really good again.
Never know. Still what? Another few races to go. As long as you're up there, that's the main thing.
Alright, so still holding it back a little, but I think you know that you've got the pace. But yeah, next week, Canada. Is it one of the tracks you like? Is it one of the tracks you rather try to do some damage limitation? Or do you want to fight for the win and have high expectations for yourself?
I'm sure it's the same as everyone. We like the track, but corner cutting on that track is ridiculous.
I can definitely confirm that one. And I think we will see a lot of penalties there as well. I mean, especially the last chicane is very tricky. And I think we could see some bottles there. But yet again, another really good race from you. So congratulations on another podium. And yeah, good luck for next week.
Sweet.
And with that being said, with the interviews done, I would like to thank you all for joining us here for round 4 of the IRL F3 Championship. We've had a pretty entertaining Monaco Grand Prix, which is slightly unexpected, but it was nice to see. And definitely be sure to check out the other streams, and especially that F2 stream, what was at the same time as the F3 stream right here. Check out the IRL Twitter account F1_IRL, and yeah, be sure to join us next week for round 5 around Canada, which hopefully will deliver similarly good to today. And yeah, race highlights will be out at the end of the week, right before the Saturday race for F1, I think. And yeah, I would like to thank Sondre as well for joining me again.
Thank you as always.
And with that being said, we will hopefully see you next week for another round of the International Racing League Championship. Goodbye.